And answer engine optimization is the new SEO. I don't think SEO goes away. I think that they just sort of combine them, and it's another surface that you optimize for. Just like you used to do Bing search optimization and Yahoo search optimization and Google, you would do ChatGPT optimization, Perplexity optimization, et cetera. Okay, so then you can take all of the stuff that applies for optimization of search, you can apply all that to optimization of answer engines. So keyword research is what you used to do for SEO. Question research is what you do for AI. So here's an example. Okay, so how do we find the questions that we care about? And the answers vary by surface. So different LLMs have different answers. If you ask the same question here, best hotel in Santa Monica, you'll see different results than what you'll see in ChatGPT. And so you need to ask the same question across all the different surfaces. You also need to ask variants. So there's many different ways to ask the same rough question. What's the best project management software? So you need to know those variants. And when you're doing keyword research, you want to find similar keywords. When you're doing question research, you want to find similar questions. Okay, so what does that look like? SEO in the early days was keyword research, meaning you target one keyword, and that's no longer the case. Now you target clusters of keywords. So if I do something like this, and I get 5-year plan here, you will see that BetterUp ranks for 5-year plan, but they're also ranking for 600 other variants. So see personal 5-year plan, example, what is, template. So you'll see all these things. They're all kind of similar. They're all looking for 5-year plans, but there's keyword variants there's variants of keywords within the topic. So we call this a topic, which is a cluster of keywords, one page targeting the cluster of keywords. The exact same concept can apply to questions. So just like you have 600 keywords under the 5-year plan topic, you might have 600 or maybe thousands of question variants to ask the same general thing. And you're targeting all of these questions, and you have one page targeting all these questions. And so this is an AEO topic, cluster of questions. And okay, so then how do you know the volume of the questions? And we don't know the volume of the questions. We know the volume of searches from Google Ads API and from Bing Ads API, but we don't know the volume of questions. So for now, I think we just need to guess that the relative volume of keywords that we know, Google search keywords, is probably kind of similar to questions. So we're just sort of making a guess that search volume is going to be similar to question volume. I think eventually these platforms will have ad APIs, and maybe we can get volume from directly from the LMs, but for now we just have to guess that they're roughly similar. Okay, so then again, all the stuff that applies for SEO probably applies for AI. Okay, so there's one of the big differences with AI chat that is not the case for SEO is that earned matters more. So there's earned and owned. Owned would be a page on my site. Earned would be somebody else is talking about me. So back to the best payroll management software example. Okay, so if I want to win this and I'm Rippling, I cannot win this with just a page on my site. So even if I'm Rippling, even if my page ranks number 1, that doesn't mean I'm going to win the answer. In Google, if I rank number 1, I own the answer. But if I have one page here, I don't, because this is a summarization of all of these. And so again, back to here where they're counting up the number of times a particular company has been mentioned. To win this, I need to optimize for getting these people to mention me. So I need select software reviews to mention me and get VMS. So it's not a page on your site. Yeah.
Quick question. So in, let's just call it traditional SEO, one of the main actions to drive traditional SEO is getting high quality backlinks, right? So in the world of LLMs and chat engines like this with citations, how do you think about that? So with these citations here, are they actually hyperlinks back to Rippling site, or are they just mentioning the word Rippling somewhere? How do we think about that?
Yeah, so first, it doesn't need to be a link. It frequently is a link. Let's see here. Yeah, so that one was a link. It's often a link, but it doesn't need to be. And the other is that Here, if I got a link from the New York Times homepage saying payroll management software, that will be great for rippling. But here, the New York Times isn't in the citation, so it doesn't actually matter that much. So what actually matters is the exact URL that's in the citations, like select software reviews. Getting mentioned here would be more valuable than a link on the New York Times in chat, because this is part of the citations and the New York Times homepage is not. In Google, it would be more about PageRank. And so it's the exact URLs that matter.
Okay, got it.
So then you need to do citation research. So you take all the questions that you care about, you look at the citations, and then you go one by one and try to get mentioned. And then what kinds of citations are there? So there's different groups. The first group is Reddit and UGC. So Reddit frequently shows up. I think it shows up most of the time as part of citations. And it's also huge in Google. Quora shows up a lot too. That's one class. The second class is YouTube. YouTube shows up a ton. And then the third class is tier one publishers. Tier one publishers would be the New York Post or Forbes Advisor. And then there's tier two and tier three publishers like Declutter Mind. Or like Garage My Reviews. Probably not, getting mentioned here is probably cheaper than getting mentioned in Forbes Advisor. So there's these different citation types, different strategies for each. So you have your Reddit strategy, which is totally different from your YouTube strategy, which is totally different from your Forbes Advisor tier one strategy, and totally different from your tier two, tier three publisher strategy and your own site. So you have these very different strategies. And the other thing here is that the first URL in Google matters the most by far. If you rank number 12, doesn't really matter. Whereas here, I think actually the 12th result is important, because you'll see here, this is summing this up, and there are all these mentions. And I don't know that the 12th, ace project here, that's actually probably pretty important. It wouldn't be important at all in Google. So this like page 2, page 3 set of citations matters a lot. And, you could probably win this way. And, Mucker invests in seed stage companies. And usually when I connect with seed stage companies and they ask me what they should do for SEO, my answer is don't do it at all, because it's not going to work for you right now. It's going to work for you in 3 years when you have enough authority, but don't spend any time on it right now, because it just takes forever. That's because you need PageRank. It takes a long time to get PageRank. To win an AI chat, actually, anyone could win. I could start a company tomorrow, and if these people mention my company, I could win that with no PageRank at all. So this is unique and different for optimization of AI. This could actually work for seed stage companies, and the way that it would work would be citation optimization.